around with it. So
okay.
So that is.
Boy,
try one more time. Are you really gonna complain about the camera?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that would be a bad idea. There we go. There we go.
That looks good.
Well, it's back.
You're live now?
Yes. Wait, Hangout Part 2 says starting in 1 hour and 2 minutes, 20 minutes.
I don't control that.
I know, but why would do that? I said, no. Wait, are you kidding me? Okay, let's see. Okay, good. Brett can see us live. Wow, well, that was fun. I think something. Oh, that's not what I want. I want to open recent. Please let that one be there. Yes, there we are. I have saved these audio files to give to Rogue Amoeba because I think it's a Rogue Amoeba problem. All right, I don't know how you're hearing me. Okay, it's not through that one. Which one are you listening to me through? All right, that's exactly the way I had to start with. All right. Okay, where were we? Let's see, I was about to call them back when things got weird.
I think you ended with the word Charles about 1,600 times.
Thank you, Steve. Oh, dear. Okay, so let's see. Thank you, Steve. Where was I? I was just about to call them back. It's a good thing I have show notes, huh?
Yes.
Yes, it is. It's a wonderful thing. You can pay for do it the hard way. It's a great story. Hope you guys have followed the cohesive plot here. Let's see. I was about to call them back. Apple, cache files. Okay, I think that's the end. Let's see. Yep. Here we go. Let's see. Mute, Steve.
Hold on.
Okay. Where'd it go? There we go. So I called them back and I got the same kind of response from the first person that answered. Then I got up a level to someone I'm going to call Charles. I'm doing that in honor of Dorothy's poor answer from Charles on her iTunes Music. I think it'd be great to just call, well, except for all the Charleses out there in the world who are brilliant, we're going to call Charles the name of anybody who gives you the wrong answer. Anyway, Charles had no clue what this file was either, but he said, yeah, go ahead and delete it. His logic was, get this, I just deleted it on my computer and nothing went wrong. I pretty much pounded my head on the table after that one. So I suggested that his experiment was slightly unscientific since we have no idea what his configuration was compared to mine. His answer was, well, they give us these computers so that we could test stuff, so my test was valid. Pressed harder, he said he could run it up to engineering, who will take 4 days minimum to respond. That's just to ask what this file is. Having waited 2 weeks for a response from engineering on my iCloud syncing problem before, I decided I'll just do a good backup and nuke the file. Well, so far nothing has gone wrong, and I gained back 38 gigabytes of space. Another interesting pile of lost disk space that I found with OmniDisk Sweeper was in my user library containers. There are 2 Photos extensions in there, one from MacFun Snap Select and the other from Pixelmator's Distort extension. I don't really need either of these, and combined they take up 2.3 gigabytes. I'd rather have that space back, especially since I can access these tools outside of Photos without the extension. I found another interesting thing inside that same containers folder. It was a 1.4 gigabyte directory called com.apple.bk agent. I was able to drill down and down and down and down, I think 4 or 5 levels deep, till I found a .png file I could view. Everything else was cryptic names. Well, the PNG turned out to be a book cover from one of David Sparks' awesome field guides on email from ages and ages ago. I knew I didn't need the book on my drive since I could always get it back from iCloud. So boom, there's another 1.4 gigabytes back. I found a 690 megabyte transporter file in my library too. Remember how long ago I tested a transporter and sent it back? That had to be shortly after I bought this Mac, for crying out loud. I mean, it's still in there, and I know I didn't bring anything over from my other Macs. Next up, OmniDisk Sweeper found 4.1 gigabytes worth of iTunes podcasts. Well, that can't be right. I don't even use iTunes for podcasts. I only use it to test my feed each week. And I always delete the previous week when I pull in the new one. Except evidently when I forget. I had 900 megabytes of the NosillaCast, 220 megabytes of Chit Chat Across the Pond, and 49 megabytes of Taming the Terminal. Remember that I already have the source files for all of these, right? I don't need them in iTunes. But the dumbest thing I found in there was 3 gigabytes worth of 2 Apple keynotes. So there I got 4.1 gigabytes more harvested. I also found a 1.1 gigabyte audio hijack file lying around from February. I swear I cleaned these things out immediately, but there it was. Here's a really interesting one. OmniDisk Sweeper looked at my system level library and found a 3 gigabyte file associated with Aperture. First of all, I don't use Aperture anymore, but I might again from time to time. But what the heck is it doing writing inside my root library? Well, for the last decade, I have kept every little tiny file. Actually, I didn't finish that thought. There's a big chunk of that thought missing.
Oops.
No, it's okay. I'm going to edit it real quick because that's not going to make any sense. Let's see.
So did I miss that one?
No, there's just the reason why that file was there. Let me write it really quick. Hang on. As though you haven't hold pleased enough here. Stock. Right. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, and that's going to go send a blog. So that's there. Now the blog is updated. Okay, now back to where was I? So, okay, let me find where I was. It just makes that plot a little bit more interesting. Okay, right there. Stop. Pay attention to what I'm telling you to do. Make sure I cut that right. Stop doing that. Goes to the end for me. It's so handy. All right. Almost there. Almost there. I'm so glad your dad wasn't here to see this.
Yeah, probably not one of the better shows for him to watch.
Right.
By the way, I don't think this one's going to AGR. I can't get it
okay.
to redirect.
That's too bad. Let's see, I want to cut it from there, actually.
And the recording is going to have about 10 minutes of Charles.
Oh, that's right. The first one?
Yeah. And that's what's playing awesome right now on AGR.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
You want to tell Todd to pull it down? Because he might think it's a failure on his side.
Maybe.
Just shoot him a note. Okay, I got to keep going. Okay. Okay, come on. It turns out that 3 gigabytes was a giant pile of stock images that give you to play around with keywords when you're learning to use Aperture. But what the heck was it doing writing inside my root library for that? That is the wrong place to do that. Anyway, boom, 3 gigabytes more disk space recovered. For the last decade, I've kept every little file I use to create the show notes on my local drive. Every image, every document, everything you guys send me, all of it has been local. About a year ago, I moved all of the audio files out and onto the Drobo so that it got me a little bit of relief, but I still had the smaller files. I took a look with Omni Disk Sweeper, and while they were individually small, in whole, they stole a lot of disk. I should mention that I never go back and look at these. They're really just saved as a belt and suspenders, just in case kind of thing. Well, I got tired of moving the files by hand each week, so I decided to finally break down and get Hazel and figure out how to use it. I built a rule that would take the files and move them to the Drobo when they were more than 15 days old. I like things organized by date, so the rule said to move them to the 2015 folder. And that was working. When the year rolled over to 2015, I created a new rule that would move them. When it moved over to 2016, then I could move them to the 2016 folder. What Omni Disk Sweeper figured out, though, was that I wasn't moving them to a 2016 folder on my internal drive. I wasn't doing it on the Drobo. I was putting it on my internal drive instead. So I was basically just sweeping all these files under the rug and going, oh, look, it's all clean. But it wasn't. They were all piling up right behind me. I forget exactly how much space I saved there, but it was several more gigabytes of space. Now I'm going to stop describing every little thing I found out, but in the end, my available space went from 26 gigabytes free to 182 gigabytes free. And I'm still digging too. In fact, why does my August of 2015 NosillaCast folder have a 3 gigabyte ScreenFlow file in it? I have to go figure that out. Anyway, this is the lesson to get Omni Disk Sweeper and study your drive for free space. Man, I keep screwing things up. I'm just not reading right. I think I'm flustered. Okay, right there. That's what I want to cut that. Okay, take that from there. So is the lesson here to get Omni Disk Sweeper and study your drive for free space? No, it is not. The lesson is to do nuke and pave. Think of all the time I spent using different tools and doing online searches to figure out what things were and calling AppleCare twice. All of this junk that is in there is stuff that's left over that if I did a nuke and pave, I wouldn't have brought over an old book. I wouldn't have brought over Aperture's 3 gigabyte pile of junk. All these things I wouldn't have done if I'd started from scratch, and who knows how much I would have saved. Reinstalling apps from scratch is easy these days. No optical media to dig up. Most apps are from the Mac App Store. And even if you do have to dig up a license key here and there, you can keep them all safely stored away in 1Password or LastPass, so you don't even have to type in the keys. So do not do as I do as I say, and do a nuke and pave once in a while. Whew, made it through it. I would like to point out the real value of the live show here is I would never have known that that was happening if this had not been live and you guys could hear it. So there's something that Dave Hamilton figured out in Audio Hijack that will allow me to monitor what you guys are hearing instead of what all I'm monitoring is my mic, but what you guys are hearing is being processed through Audio Hijack, and I would have known about it then. But you're still valuable. So thank you, Steve. Thank you, live chat.
We like to think so.
Okay, I think I wrote the wrong word here too. I got to find, let's see, we're supposed to say, let's see, find aperture. I noticed a typo in there. Okay, come on. Where's aperture? Aperture. When I typed it in, I made another typo. Let's see, down here. Okay, come on. Aperture. Why are you not finding it? Because hang on. Oh, come on. There it is. Spake. Should have been space. Send a blog. All right. We're getting there. We're almost done. I gotta talk about I closed all my windows. There's my main window. I have to do one more thing and then we'll put some BART in and we'll be ready to go. All right, preview. Here we go. All right. Well, the traditional holiday shopping season is over, so it's time to spend some money on yourself. Maybe you want a shiny new SSD. Maybe it's time for a chainsaw. Perhaps you've been wanting a new toilet brush. However you roll, you will most likely buy your toys on Amazon. If you went to podfeet.com first and tapped on the Amazon image in the upper left, a small percentage would go to help the show. You know, audio files cost money to store for podcasts. I've had to actually up my Libsyn subscription because I'm making so much more content now. Web servers cost money to maintain, and I'd sure appreciate some help paying those bills. Here's an idea. Create a bookmark to Amazon, put it in your web browser's toolbar, but change the link to go to podfeet.com first so you don't forget. Easy peasy. You get that new chainsaw and some of the costs get offset for the NosillaCast. Anyway, thanks for anything you can do, and especially huge thanks for the tons of you who already do this. By the way, I do plan on opening this up to Amazon for other countries. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it. All right.
We coming up on security bits?
Yep.
Yay.
We're rolling into the final bit here. Okay, so where's the music for security bits? Google jingles, GarageBand jingles. There we go. Cold War, I think is what you called it. You like security bits? You just want this nightmare to be over. I heard you laugh from the other room. And we'll go down here and get the file. Let's see, where is it? Is it NosillaCast files? No, it's a good security bits. Not gonna lie, it was a lot of fun. Security bits, it's right here. Okay. It's an hour's worth of security bits. That's enough.
How long's the show going to be?
Whatever an hour plus 24 is.
I'd call it an hour 24.
Might be. Actually, it's 59:36 and 24:48, I think.
We'll round it up.
MacBook crashed when I unplugged the earphone. That is weird, Richard. Okay. Okay, why aren't you playing?
We got nothing. Your video froze. What? Okay, nothing's coming through for you. Yeah, you came back, but no audio.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but wrong mic.
I know.
Okay. No audio now. Nothing.
So can you hear me? Now you can hear me?
Yeah, other mic.
Right. I have no idea what's going on.
Now, are you running through the new
No hub is involved. No hub is involved.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No, that's not entirely true. But if you want, you had me unplug my my webcam and plug it into the Mac, so now I don't have any ports yet.
No audio. What?
Could it be my mic failing?
Uh,
I can't hear you. You're muted, I think.
no, I'm not muted.
You're not
Still
muted.
can't.
Okay,
Still
well,
can't
that's
hear.
great. All right. Well, you know what? You guys can hear me. I can't hear Steve. You can see me. So I'm going to say goodnight right now. And I guess that's the end of the show. So I think I'm on the wrong mic. Hopefully I will get my mic working to finish recording the rest of the show, but it's just going to be the outro. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye, folks.
I'm
Appreciate
stopping
it.
the broadcast, Steve.
Okay.
And I'm hanging up.